What's up, fam? So I wanted to just quickly introduce this next video. It is definitely just a compilation of several videos that we took along the way. It's about a week's worth. I am filming from the truck. As you can see, there is dirty laundry back there. There is a ladder. We have not had an opportunity to unpack, unload. We just made it to Ohio. We left Indy around 6:45 p.m. and then after recalculating our trip, we did realize that, so we left 6:45 p.m., 7-ish, somewhere in there, and we literally did not get into the RV for the night until around 2:30 a.m. So you do the math there. That was an interesting trip. So we are going to, the video starts out with us, the video starts out with the compost toilet. That's where we last left off. And it just takes you to a journey, through a journey of us getting the RV together, packing, cleaning out the house, and of course our first RV trip, which was a trip. So it's currently 9:49. I'm hangry, I'm hungry. Have not eaten since real food since probably yesterday afternoon sometime, but we're getting ready to get something to eat. We are at Kroger right now. I'm guarding the stuff, guarding the hitch, because, you know, we're kind of in the unknown land. And even though I don't believe that anyone would steal our hitch in broad daylight in front of Kroger, you never know. My wife thinks that. So she is in grabbing some food. And I just wanted to quickly let you all know that we love you. We are safe. And we're going to do another video for the rest of the journey. But listen, make sure you like, subscribe, share, subscribe, and just come along with us. This is we are novice, we are so green, but we are trusting God. And looky here, look what the Lord has done. So here is the compost toilet. It is all shellacked. It is installed. It is in the RV. The only thing left is to put the urine diverter in, install the urine diverter. Those of you that know about a compost toilet, you know what that means. We've already got the basket that we're going to put inside. So we are all good. There we go. And so there is our bathroom. And we decided to do something else. Looky what we did. So we took off the plexiglass. Is that what it's called, dear? The shower surround off of the shower. And we are going to put a curtain up instead. That is going to give us just a little bit more room. It opens up the bathroom a little bit more. And so yeah, we are on the way. Fam, we are tired. Hot. We are hot.
And fit to be tired.
Woo! Yes, and there's so much more to go. But we are less than a week out now. And we should be on the road soon. And all is well. God is good. So, see you soon. Alright, fam. So, we are officially out of this place. Everything is moved. Finally, after weeks of painting, panting, ranting and raving. Here was our porch. There was actually a DIY little bench out there that my wife made. It really was just a couple of pieces of wood and some cylinder blocks. Cylinder blocks were painted red. There was some designs up there, some really cool wind chimes were there. So right now you're looking at the spare bedroom window. Garage was stocked, jam full of stuff. It is completely empty. That nasty stuff on the ground was there when we moved in. But as you can see, it's completely empty. And walking in from the garage, this was the guest bathroom, aka my bathroom when I wanted to feel important. It was nicely decorated as well. This was our closet. I won't go in there, but that's where we had trillions and trillions of towels. Through here was my mother's room. This was jam-packed full with her hospital bed. And remember the video I made the other day that was talking about something I had given away of my mom's that she had for 30 years. Those were 2 large vases that were there. So that's that. As you can see, completely empty. Carpet is nice, fresh, and clean. This was the spare bedroom. Jam-packed full. Today's a bittersweet day. What you're looking at now is really just that wall right there was, hopefully I'll be able to find the picture and I'll add it into the video, but it was literally ceiling high of, fun fact, my wife was an extreme couponer. Well, just hasn't in a while, but there was all kinds of toilet paper, paper towels, all the way to the ceiling, dish detergent, laundry detergent was all here. It was all in the closet here. As you can see, that's totally empty. Come out here and boom, bang. This is where it all started. We came in almost 2 years ago and we walked in and fell in love with the vaulted ceiling. This is a view from the front door, and closet there was stocked full. So as you can see, over in that corner we had a TV that was mounted and to the wall, and we also had 3 8-foot bookshelves that were stocked full, and we had a 4th one over there in the kitchen, turned sideways, that had all of her KitchenAid and, you know, choppers and whatever, you know, you guys do in the kitchen with stuff. So moving on, you can kind of hear the echo in here now. So there's Beautiful. Hi, Beautiful.
Hi.
So this was the kitchen. I'm just gonna come around here really quick.
To unload the dishwasher.
No, we didn't. I looked in there. Nice try. So this was the sunroom, aka dining room. Again, hopefully I'll be able to find pictures, but we had a large wooden pub style table there. Had to get rid of that as well. This downsizing thing was mentally a lot. So, but we made it through. To God be the glory. The pantry was full. Refrigerator, all the cabinets you see were for sure jam-packed full of stuff. Totally gone now. One thing she did forget that we almost left. Her mom's bells there. So we don't want to forget that. But as you can see, everything is all cleaned out, man. Yeah, I'm not getting emotional, but it's definitely weird because, as I said, we thought we'd be here a while, but circumstances, yeah, we definitely had plans on buying it. So this is the laundry room where we had just purchased New Maytag washer and dryer. Had to get rid of that. Main bedroom. Here we had a TV mounted here. King size bed here. We had, what size were the panels?
20 by 20.
Like 20 by 20 panels up on that wall there that kind of served as a makeshift headboard. Not makeshift?
No.
Intentional
Headboard.
faux headboard. Something from Pinterest. You know, my wife is a DIYer, as I mentioned. Our walk-in closet, which was jam-packed full. Everything's empty. Here is the bathroom. Okay, so how was our first night at our very first RV park? I'm so glad you asked. So we are here. We are safe. Let me just start with that disclaimer. I'll explain that noise in one moment. So, obviously I'm in bed, and I think that you'll forgive me once I tell you the story. So prior to leaving Indiana, we accidentally put in the wrong address. So, for the RV park. So, what should have taken us 3.5 hours actually took us 5 to get to Ohio. But the interesting part is that we stopped a few times, which slowed our time down. In addition to driving extremely slow, we left very late. Our plan was to be on the road by noon, 1 o'clock, and we didn't get on the road until around 6:45. So we are traveling. I was too nervous to even take a video of the actual trip here. Too nervous. So first time driving. I didn't drive, my wife drove, and V did an amazing job. It took her a little bit to get her wits together, but she did really, really well. We did have to stop a few times. We stopped to check the tire pressure, which is interesting too, because we bought this fancy little gadget that we put on the ends of the tires, and they're supposed to check the air pressure and the heat and monitor and all that, but somehow we could not get that to work, or I couldn't get that to work. But I'll use we and I interchangeably because we're a team. So I couldn't get that to work. I couldn't figure it out. So either it's defective or I'm defective. So long story short, we finally get to Ohio, and of course we put in the wrong address, and so we got to one RV park, and when we pulled in, we had looked at the map several times, because the particular site that we were assigned, we read reviews on Google and TripAdvisor stating that it just wasn't a very good site to have reserved. But of course we didn't know. I just took what the young lady over the phone gave me. I had no idea, you know. So we had looked at the map several times. So when we pulled into this particular park, it did not look, all of the parks had, or all of the, I don't know the terminology because I've never been in an RV park, but the little things that let you know what lot you're in, sort of like, it would be, I guess, kind of like addresses. Sorry about that, technical difficulties. So as I was saying, we noticed the addresses looked a little different than what they appeared to be when V looked at she looked at the map. And the reason that we had looked at the map so closely was because we had investigated on YouTube and TripAdvisor our particular lot. And so the lot was not one that most people would want. So we recognized that the lot was not the greatest. So on the map, it just didn't look the same as it did when we, the addresses and everything didn't look the same. So we happened to run across this older gentleman, and now mind you, it's 1:30 in the morning, and we asked him if we were at Mount Gilead State Park, and of course he says, no, you're at Alum Creek State Park. So he said the good news is that it's not far away. You don't even have to take the highway. It's just right up the road, a few minutes down the road. So we were like, great, okay. So we start the journey. We put it in the GPS, the correct address, and we find out, oh, it's 40 minutes away. And so now we're over it and decide that, we're just going to go ahead. But obviously we have reservations, so we're going. So we finally pull out of there, go to start our journey to the correct RV park. And every single road that we traveled to get to this park was dark.
Not one street light.
Not one street light. Very thin roads, curvy.
Not made for RVs.
So that was exciting. Very, very long story short, we finally pull into the correct park, and we start pulling in, and by now it's almost it's about 2:10 in the morning, and we look for our lot. We find it, but the direction that we're facing, because we are not great at, pulling and parking, especially at night, and especially after being so tired. So we decided we're going to just drive down and go and turn around. Simple enough. So we drive down, and it's like a cul-de-sac. And we get down there, and I jump out, and I get my handy-dandy flare that we bought because they were so handy. There it is. And I spray myself down with off because I anticipate being out there a while. And we definitely were. I thought that she'd be able to make this corner and just turn around easily and just go right back and park. Nope. So 20-30 minutes later, we're still trying to turn around. People are out walking. We're waking people up. And
2:45 in the morning.
so we finally turn around. We finally get it turned around. I decide that we decide that I am much better at taking direction than giving direction, which in itself is just a life journey, and will probably, it could preach. My churchy self, that'll preach. So we turn around, we get down to our lot, and of course it's another 15-20 minutes trying to pull in. By now, we're really over it. We were greeted by a rookie raccoon. We saw a raccoon that was the size of a fox. Oh, hey.
So, just to clarify, as you all know, that we are new at this. This is our actual first time camping and leaving our storage after our purchase, after our RV purchase. So we're new. However, this campground that we are at is extremely small. I think they have 59 spots. Now that is tent camping, full hookups, and electric hookups. They have 2 roads, both end in a cul-de-sac. On the map, the cul-de-sac, of course, looks large enough to handle a Chevy Silverado, as well as a 35, almost 40-foot camper. No problem. We get here and the roads are wide enough to be a one-way with no sidewalk area. I'm going to assume that most campgrounds are like that. I don't know. This is our first, other than the mistake we made by going to Alum Creek, which, might I add, looks like a better campground. Meaning, the streets are wider. All of the spots that we saw and noticed at, 2 o'clock in the morning, in the dark, with nothing but our headlights, seem to be relatively private. This campground, because it's so tight and so small, a 40-foot trailer almost, it's almost impossible. So it probably would take a pro a few moments in that cul-de-sac and getting in this spot. So I just had to clarify, because it's not all our fault. It's not. Go ahead.
Don't you just love disclaimers? Yeah, so I'm going to shorten the story a bit because my wife is out of breath. Let me explain why she's out of breath. Because obviously I'm still in bed. We didn't get to bed until after 3. She's a busybody, that one. So 7 in the morning, 4 hours later,
I'm awake.
Ping, 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 ping. Like it's 7 in the evening. She is dressed. She is outside. I don't even know what she was doing out there. I'm just going to be honest. I don't know what she was doing out there. But, so, yeah, she was outside doing stuff, inside doing stuff.
Okay, so I was doing a lot of stuff. I was doing very important stuff. Because we got in so late last night, we didn't level at all.
Because we didn't want to continue to wake up the entire neighborhood.
Yeah. So I went out and got our drill, our driver, so we can go ahead and lower our jacks, and I got our chucks. Is it chucks? Chocks. I got our chocks and things out, so that way.
Knowing terminology.
So that way, when my other half gets up, we can go out and level. And I made coffee.
Ooh, I didn't know
and
that part.
I mopped the floors.
Yeah, it smells like bleach in here. I was getting to that. But yeah, so, yeah, she's been, like, running around. She was just mopping before she had to come in and throw her disclaimer in the mix. So, I'm exhausted. I'm hangry. Because we are on this whole dieting keto thing, and we didn't purposely fast, but the place that we went to fill up only had pizza, and so we didn't want to do pizza, and we just wanted to hurry and get here, so we had a Slim Jim and some water, and some pork rinds. So that was our dinner. I did have some strawberries when I got in, but yeah, that's that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Very, very interesting. We're going to continue to journey. I will record later. There's already a honey-do list. Typically, when we travel more than an hour, to me it's vacation. But to my wife, obviously,
It's not.
It's not.
We sold everything. We're here permanently. We're full timing.
Yay us. So that's it, guys. That was the crazy story of us getting things together. I'm sure it's going to get crazier as the hours go on. But I will be sure to try to capture as much as possible. All right. See ya.